Sean Sewell with Engearment.com, coming to you from our gym, Existence Athletics, here in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Both Ryan Humphreys, the owner of the gym, and myself have had a chance to use the Peluva shoes for about the last 6 months or so. The Strand right here. This is it's attractive, reminds me kind of like an Allbirds like Ryan mentioned. Just a nice looking shoe, but it's also a 5-fingered shoe that has a nice kind of minimal traction, but they just released this week the all-terrain version right here. And it has some features that I think are more in line with how I use the shoes. In this video, I'll compare these two shoes and tell you my thoughts and Ryan's thoughts on the Peluva shoes. So let's get into it. So we'll start things off with sizing. I'm a men's 11.5 in most shoes, and I was talking with Brad Kearns, co-founder of the shoes, and he said some people size up. I chose to stick with 11.5, and I found both the Peluva Strand and the Strand ATR to fit my 11.5 size foot. Speaking of Brad Kearns and Mark Sisson, the founders of the company. Mark Sisson, you probably know who he is. If not, I'll give you a quick synopsis. He and Brad are the authors of the Primal Blueprint, which I'm sure you've heard of, and Primal Kitchen. You probably have their mayonnaise or the buffalo sauce in your pantry. It's really good, clean stuff. They are all about health and progressing the health and fitness industry forward. Ryan and I are all about that too. Running a gym here in Denver, Colorado. We have upcoming seminars with Brett Jones and other internationally known professionals. So we always are first adopters of technology and health and wellness. And pretty honored that Brad and Mark sent over these shoes, the Peluva Strand right here, 6 months ago for Ryan and I to test out. And I will have a video on this here soon. And then recently they sent over the Strand ATR, all terrain. Now this one really hits a sweet spot for me because when I'm not in the gym, I'm in the mountains. And I'm usually barefoot or wearing minimalist sandals with some Vibram traction. So I had not taken these out of the gym or outside of the back of the gym or outside of the urban environment. I took them to the grocery store, to my house, but I didn't want to take them into dirt because I didn't want to get them get dirty. And also the traction is just fair. It's not something I would want to take on a trail. Now this is some traction I would take on the trail. That is grip-y. And so I'm doing this part one in our gym and controlled environment before I get these things filthy, which is what's going to happen in about 12 hours. Before they get filthy, I wanted to shoot a nice clean video on them. The differences are, you have shoelaces on the Strand, you have a quick lace on the Strand ATR. I'm a big fan of the quick lace. You simply just boom, and you're good to go. Both have a tongue, both are lightweight. The Strand ATR is a little bit thinner material and has a PFAS-free DWR. It's a durable water repellent, so you can use these in light moisture. Here in Colorado, that's usually the kind of moisture we get. Rains here or there, nothing torrential. By no means are these waterproof, nor water shoes, but you can take them out for a stroll with the dog for a 10-minute, 15-minute little rain sprinkle. What I like about these guys is they feel a little bit more forgiving, even though it's the same amount of stack height looks like, and same amount of cushioning. Maybe it's the tread itself that has more give. I was walking around the rocks in the back and in the front of the gym, and I didn't feel the rocks protrude. Sometimes with the minimalist 5-fingered kind of shoes, you can really feel roots and rocks and objects through the shoe. This one, not so much. And I'm, of course, going to test it in the mountains up at Jones Pass here in about 12 hours. I'm going to report back in part 2, so stay tuned for that. Price, you got $140 for the regular Peluva, $145 for the ATR version. Its choice is kind of yours depending on how you're going to use it. Like I said, Ryan and I have been using our Peluvas here in our gym, Existence Athletics, for 6 months plus. And if you would like, they also have socks. I don't personally wear socks most of the time. I know it grosses some people out, my wife especially, but I just wash my shoes more often than probably the average person. The ATRs, though, I'm really impressed with, and I like the way they feel. I have about a week of wearing them here in the gym and in the city, but I will look forward to providing you with part 2 of me going out with my dog in the mountains here, middle of September 17th, in the mountains of Colorado, and report back. So stay tuned for part 2. All right, part 2 of our Peluva Strand ATR review. Now we've had a chance to go take them to the mountains and hike around in them. Got a nice little couple-mile hike in today. Nothing crazy, but I didn't want to go overboard on my first time using them on trail. As you can see, The grip has been really nice. Got a little bit of debris there from our trail. A little bit of mud, not too much. Went through a little bit of a creek. Again, these have a durable water repellent that is not waterproof, so do not submerge your feet in water and expect them to be dry, but you can definitely traverse through. We had some willows down there. They're a little bit wet from a rain yesterday. Surprised I didn't see any moose in the willows. We saw two cubs and a mother bear up on this part of the mountain earlier, and put a picture of that as well. So it's kind of cool seeing nature from afar. As you may know, moose are among the most dangerous animals in North America, so you do not want to approach them. Black bears are a little more docile, but still you don't want to mess with a bear. But anyways, back to the Peluva. I've used a lot of lightweight hiking shoes, sandals up here, and this is our testing conditions at Jones Pass, about 10,500 feet right here. Tree line is just above us, about 500 feet higher. And I often go through, this is where I test out all the shoes really, whether they're minimalist, whether they're sandals, whether they're five-fingered toe boxed shape Peluva, which we have reviewed the Strand as well, regular Strand in our gym, as well as other shoes, you know, full-on hiking shoes, trail running shoes, and such like that. This is where we come test it. So hopefully seeing these being put to use up here in the mountains of Colorado, where we use them, where we test the gear, is helpful. My feedback for them, they're nice and lightweight, they're breathable. I'm glad they're not waterproof, because that definitely helps with the breathability, which will help you when you use them as crossover shoes in the gym training. You don't want to train in Gore-Tex shoes, your foot will probably sweat. I like the lighter material. I like this better than the original Strand, ATR over the regular Strand, in my opinion. If you want a more like a casual looking and approachable shoe, the regular Strand might be better for you. But man, I'm happy with these. I am excited because it is fall, and I've got about one more month before it actually starts snowing up here. So I got about another month I can use these up here hiking around. Again, I'm not backpacking like it was last weekend. For those, I would probably use hiking boots or shoes, 40-pound load. But for like a day hike, and I was testing out a camera backpack, you know, probably 20 pounds worth of gear, it was totally fine for my dog and myself to just traverse around in the trails. I'll probably put a video of that if I haven't already in this part too, so you can see them being used. Other thing I like is I love speed laces. I don't like tie my shoes, but I do love speed laces because I can leave them loose, and if I really do need to dial in the fit, I can just cinch them down and they're not going to flop around. So best of both worlds, I can be lazy, efficient, or nice and dialed in. And also something I didn't realize until I used them with the headlamp, reflective hits right here. Reflective hit there, 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 there. So if you are traversing urban or outdoor terrain at dawn, dusk, or night, got extra little bit of safety right there. All right, hopefully seeing them being put to use up here in Colorado, 10,500 feet was helpful. If it was, thumbs up, appreciated. Want to see more content on more hiking, camping, backpacking, and soon to be splitboarding. We're at the base of Sean's Run right there. Soon to be splitboarding season. So if you want to see that kind of content, consider subscribing to our Engearment YouTube channel. A link right there. I'm Sean Sewell, owner and director Stoke for Engearment. Until next time, take care.